Hello everyone, welcome back to Shower Thoughts. This is Shower Thoughts number 30, 30, yes. Big 30. We've been doing this for a little while. I'm surprised that I'm still doing this, honestly, but I mean, I'm having fun with it. So that's why. So for the 30th Shower Thoughts, I don't know what we're gonna talk about. Last time we talked about Thanksgiving because it's appropriate. It's too early to talk about any other holidays. I've been sick all day. Well, I mean, yeah, I was sick for the past couple of days. I feel a lot better now. I mean, certainly this shower is bound to help. Uh, let's talk about getting sick. Yeah, that's a good one. The illness or. Let me ponder this word real quick. Alright. Yeah, so this is the orb we're gonna ponder. We're gonna ponder the orb of sickness. If I were to equate it to something, for me to be able to ponder this orb a little better, because I'm not a medical scientist. I have some friends who are doctors and they deal with sicknesses and stuff. But I personally do not. But I can lean on their expertise that I've heard over the years. But more than anything, what I truly understand is Elder Scrolls. So I'm going to be borrowing a tiny orb from the Elder Scrolls. I'm gonna bring in Periite, which is the Daedric brains of sickness, pestilence, and like decay, all that stuff. It's a natural process, of course, and at least in the Elder Scrolls. I mean, in our world, sickness has always been a thing, and that is mirrored in the Elder Scrolls as well. Periite represents the inevitability of sickness that is in the world. It's not something that you should be looking out for. I mean, there's certainly people that are looking out for it. Even in our world, there were COVID parties just to purposely get sick with COVID because people were thinking that it was just like smallpox or something, which wasn't good. But I mean, also like Periite cultists and the Elder Scrolls purposely go ahead and like get sick so they can commune with Periite a little better. And I mean, I'm hoping nobody in our world is doing some weird COVID ritual, right? I mean, that doesn't work like that in this world. I mean, we're not thinking right now, thinking about Periite just to understand sickness a little better. Uh, well, first, we need to differentiate like the orb of sickness. There's two kinds of sicknesses. One is like the virus sickness, and then there's like a bacterial sickness, which is like usually like an infection of some sort. Uh, a virus is something inside of you that's causing. Well, I mean, both of them are something inside of you that's causing something that isn't supposed to work, right? But bacteria works different than viruses because we already, as living beings, have a shit ton of bacteria in our bodies, and we're supposed to work with those bacteria to operate. It's like a symbiotic relationship that you have with like your bacteria inside of you. Like at least your uh, intestinal fauna, or I don't know what it's called, but like the little bugs you have in your intestines, those help you poop. So they're important. If you didn't have any of those, you would not be able to poop properly. Like I think. Well, I've been sick for a little while. I think my bugs inside are okay. I actually think that I got a little bit of food poisoning a little while ago, and that was definitely like maybe a little bit of a stronger bacteria that came in and was like, all right, I'm gonna show you the business. I like to think of it as like Osmosis Jones and Drake's a lot as well, because that was a very easy way for like a child to interpret like how their inner body works. Like, oh yeah, you can get like foreign entities like bacteria or viruses in your body that manipulate how your body operates from the inside. And then of course you have the inner organization of your body that cares about making sure that everything works appropriately. Uh, and that of course can go haywire for a number of reasons. Usually external factors like the bacteria. Sometimes you get sick on accident. Sometimes you get sick on purpose because I mean, like when I was a little kid, I definitely didn't like going to school every day. So it's like, I mean, if I can get like a small fever or something, so I can just not go to school for like 1 or 2 days, that'd be great. And when you're a kid, it doesn't really matter too much, right? Because I mean, your immune system's strong, everything's working properly, or at least for most kids. At least for me, that was the case. But I mean, I'm pretty sure there's other people that didn't have that advantage. And when they were sick, they were actually sick, or like, well, not that I wasn't sick, but like they were sick with something major. You can also get sick from like there's actually a third sphere and the big sphere, because we established the two bacterial infections and the viral infections, and there's like a third one, I guess, is when something within you malfunctions naturally. You could use like cancer as an example. Like that's just like when your cells just don't know how to stop multiplying, and that can also cause like other things to stop working. Like I mean, could you consider like your liver or your kidneys to when they stop working from like excessive drinking or excessive any like substance consumption to be like a viral or bacterial infection? I think that's like a third sphere of sickness, but it's also like a more prolonged sickness. You don't just get there. Well, like you don't just get. You have to get there through a number of steps, which is like constant consumption of the substance that leads to that ending. I know a lot of people that have not cared about the repercussions of their actions, and right now they can't fully enjoy the things that they used to when they were younger because they didn't care. And I mean, that's a small. Is that actually part of like maybe a mental illness? Because right now we're just talking about like physical illnesses. We're not even gonna touch on mental illness, at least on this shower thought, because we're just defining the orb of like being sick, being physically sick, which is like through you ate something funky or something funky is eating you, and or something funky is happening inside of you, which usually, well, I mean, also to be sick, something funky has to be happening inside of you, of course. But sometimes funky things can happen independently of you eating or not eating something or consuming something. It's always a possibility. And, well, if you're living in America, you know how that getting sick is usually your financial stability goes down the drain. That is not fun, I can't fix the system in order for everybody to have healthcare, so I can only take care of myself in order so I don't get sick. But even then, like as much as I take care of myself, I still got sick. Thankfully, it was a minor illness. I don't have to go to the doctor or anything. I'm already feeling a lot better, and I think tomorrow is gonna be like as if nothing happened. I mean, at least fingers crossed, knock on the tile. I guess I don't have any wood available. Don't worry about it. And well, I guess we've defined the orb a little bit. I brought in Periite, and I didn't really talk about it too much. So in the Elder Scrolls, let me just touch on Periite real quick, just because I already brought him in on a service to Periite. If I just kind of mention it, it's like, oh yeah, use Periite. That's it. So let's talk a little bit about Periite. Yes, he cares about the balance of the world in like the minuscule level. Like, Periite is still aware of everything that I just described, whereas like regular folk in the Elder Scrolls are not as aware of all the internal mechanisms of their own bodies, which, according to the lore, I would be inclined to believe that most of the things within at least men bodies, or like the races of men, work about the same as in the real world, aside from like souls and stuff, because like you have sword singing and like shouting, like maybe that has something to do with your actual soul within the Elder Scrolls universe. But like Periite doesn't manage any of that. He just manages like the bugs, the critters, the sicknesses. I'm pretty sure the viruses, because there are viruses in the Elder Scrolls. Like we've had the Thracian plague. That was a virus made by the dregs. No, not the dregs. The sloths. Yes. Maybe the sloths were communing with Periite in order to understand how to craft a virus. And if you want to mirror that to the real world, there's an ongoing conspiracy that COVID was actually made in a lab in order to like for everything that happened to happen. Which I mean, I'm not here to tell you whether that's accurate or not, but it's something that people have said. And if we're gonna do a one-to-one with what the Elder Scrolls, well, it's not out of the realm of possibility. But that's just because I'm very attuned with the Elder Scrolls. Just I'm putting that to my own autism, so take everything I'm usually saying with a grain of salt, especially when I bring in Elder Scrolls. But with that said, I think we have a good orb to ponder when we're showering about illnesses. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and take the shower, and I'll see you in a bit. Don't go anywhere. And we're back. I messed up. Like, instead of pausing, I stopped the video. I'm actually gonna have to manually edit these two parts because I'm dumb. Whatever. That's it. We did the shower. We pondered. Excuse me. We pondered the orb, and so now here's the orb. Getting sick sucks. Sucks ass. Sucks balls. Sucks whatever. Sucks everything. Usually, when you get sick, you come out stronger if you survive, of course. Most common illnesses nowadays aren't strong enough to kill you unless you're already immunodeficient. I think that's the word. And, well, I'm not. And I'm glad I'm not, but I know plenty of people who are. So, because of them, I like to have extra protection for myself so that they have extra protection when they're around me, because you never know when you have an illness, like unless you're already feeling the side effects. Like I could have had whatever bug affected me inside of me for like 2 days or something prior to my downfall. So just because something very, very small, yeah, you can't see, just because you cannot see something doesn't mean that it cannot affect you. And I've been affected by illnesses plenty of times, and I'm pretty sure many of you have as well. So just keep in mind, just because you can't see it with the naked eye doesn't mean that it's not a thing. And of course, we can see them with microscopes and stuff. And the same rule might apply to other things as well that we can't see right now because we may not have the right tools. And that's about it. Just be careful, wear a mask, and stay safe so everybody else stays safe. I hear there's like a Megatron variant of COVID or nowadays or something, so shit's fucked and it's only getting worse. So stay safe out there, and the best way to stay safe is actually by taking consistent showers. So if you haven't showered today, go ahead and take a shower. So this has been your friend, my friend, with another shower thoughts, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.